Welcome on back. Doing the Joker Tower musings all day today. Uh, no, not just that. It's been a very productive day, and I'm supposed to be on my vacation, my week off. I got the kiddos the next couple of days, so there's going to be some radio silence. I apologize to the people that have the notifications turned on, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, he posts so many videos all at once." Yeah, I do, but then I'll go a long time without posting, and eventually I'll clean all this up. But and make clips and do that sort of thing. But thank you for bearing with me. It's not my intention to be annoying. I'm just having fun with it. So, content creating. So, and apparently communities too. YouTube just sent me an email about communities, so I turned that on. So now we can be part of a community, which is awesome. Like eventually, I do want to. I was thinking about trying to make a Discord server and just kind of make a place where fans of the show or the channel can go. It's not nearly that big yet. I mean, I do know that a few of my the people that I follow have their own Discords and stuff, but that's a lot. Like, like I'm part of the coding game Discord, the Anthony Writes Code Discord. Um, Part of a couple of friends Discords. Like, and I can't even keep up with that. Like, that's like I'm being very a bad friend as far as that's concerned. Oh, and also before I forget, there's a little bunny. I'm a little worried about it. Outside, we just had that big rainstorm. There's just this little baby bunny acting all pitiful. I tried to rip up a bunch of grass and made like a nest for it around it. And then it hopped out away from that. It's got to have a mama bunny somewhere. I don't know. But like, I ripped up some leaves and put those by it. Not the spiky leaves, mind you, which I kind of made that mistake of giving the other bunny spiky leaves. I wasn't even thinking about it. And it ate some, but then it chose to eat dandelions and other like softer things, which makes total sense in hindsight. Like a lot of the weeds that I was pulling, they were the spiky kind. So, anyways, so there's a little baby bunny out there. I'm a little concerned. The sun's out and it's all warm now, but I don't know. Like, what do you do with that? Like, I'm not gonna take a baby bunny in. I don't want to, something bad to happen to it. Also, there's cats in this neighborhood. So, actually, now I'm really worried about it. Like, I guess I gotta let nature take its course. I mean, I don't know. It's messed up to think about. There's a lot other more pressing things going on, actually. Potentially war, world war. So Israel and Iran are bombing each other. Our president just left the G7 early to come back and talk about it. Things are not looking good, so I don't even know what to do. I've been so jaded that we were at war with like the Middle East and Iraq for like 20 years. We talked about how bad and horrible that was and how we should never do it again, and all of a sudden the president of peace is like, you know what? Yeah, we might be involved. And like, okay, what just happened? Were you just completely lying about everything? Like, oh yeah, no, just kidding. Now we got to go to war. We're always at war. Like, why? Enough with the war. Oh. And I saw this very interesting and funny yet painful episode of Jon Stewart, The Daily Show with Jon Stewart. I'm glad he's still doing that online. Like he did do it on Comedy Central for the longest time, and now Colbert's kind of taken that over. And Colbert is good, but I feel like he's a little too much over the top sometimes, and like he'll just constantly, really drive it home how like bad things are. Jon Stewart kind of, I don't know, they're both kind of. But, like, it's what they got to work with. I mean, so let's harvest some of these melons, get some emeralds, and talk about this. So, but yeah, got a bunch of weeds pulled, so that's good. I've been in communication with my rental company, so that's good. They are aware of what I'm doing, what I'm going to do. My biggest thing is I don't want to get hassled, like threatened to get kicked out or anything, because I mean, I've been a pretty good tenant, like my entire, 20 plus years of renting, and all my landlords will say as much, like, oh, well, you were a good tenant, but yada, yada, yada. It's like, okay, well, I didn't destroy anything, didn't this and that and all that, and like, but it always feels like there's something that, it's never really been a perfect rental situation where they're just so happy about it, like, so I gotta try to head that off. I mean, or live like a preacher, and I ain't about to be about that life. So I'm sorry, it's not who I am. Now there's all these new questions being raised. No, nothing illegal, nothing too outlandish, but yeah. So, anyways, well, I mean, like getting a compliance order for having too many weeds in the yard, even though the yard that I inherited, or that I came into renting, was absolutely destroyed, and they knew it. Like, I mean, I talked to the people. I was like, yeah, the yard's pretty rough. Like when I was touring the place, and they said, well, you're just obligated to maintain it, so as is, and then just, do what you can. And that's fair. I'm happy to do that. I will do some yard work. I will do some maintenance, like basic home maintenance and upkeep. But holy cow, I've been filling the yard waste bin almost every single week, except for like 3, maybe 4 weeks out of the. I mean, it's been at least 8 to 15 weeks, I'd say. That's not even. No, that I haven't even been here 15. Hold on, since like so February, March, April, May, because I think it was like mid-March when it started doing. They started doing the yard waste bin. Even if it was just April, though, we've got 4 weeks in April, 4 weeks in May. We're already in week 2 of June. So yeah, okay, 3 or 4 weeks. I don't feel it's bad, but it sounds like a lot when I'm like, wait, we've only been doing it for like 8 weeks. It's almost half. And I know I've definitely filled it more than half the time, half the weeks that are collection. Although sometimes I feel like the yard waste doesn't get collected. I don't know. Like I feel like there was 1 week where it didn't come. I don't know. Maybe I put it out just a skosh too late. It's whatever. Like, and that's about it. That's reasonable to me. Like making sure that the bin is filled most weeks, and I mash it down too. Like, and I still have a couple small piles of leaves I got to do. I almost got most of the weeds in the backyard ripped out. Almost. I mean, or the ones that I'm gonna mow, or I've mowed them. And so, but like any of the really tall ones, I'm trying to rip out and get the whole roots and everything, because that's how you really get rid of weeds. I mean, if you just trim them, like they'll regrow and stuff. So, and they're telling me just to mow down everything. Well, there's a few tall grasses that like the cats like to hide in, and bunnies like to have little nests in. So, like to a point, I'm okay with some of that. But like they keep just saying, just mow everything. And it's like, well, first off, that would take a weed whacker, because the problem with mowing is it just pushes, and I have a push mower. The problem with that is it just kind of. I mean, if it was a real mower that with the spinning blades and everything, sure. But there's a lot of rocks in the yard, and I'm not about to ruin a good mower on a yard that's like got a bunch of rocks in it. And I need to ask them about that. But I think I might just go for it. Like use the heavy rake that I have, rake as many of the rocks as I can back into the driveway, the rock driveway, which I could tell they tried to do at the side of the house. Then I got to go back and pull those weeds again, because that's become overrun. And it's like a never-ending game of whack-a-mole, but it is fun. It keeps me healthier than I would be. I need to go to the gym. That's like an even better thing. I have running shoes now. Like, I'm still pretty much paycheck to paycheck, and I was able to finally budget getting running shoes. But moving was expensive. Renter's insurance on the new place, my car insurance and my car title came due. Just all of these things just all at once, and it's like, ugh, they need to spread it out over time. So. And I even took a payday loan, so that's interesting. We'll see how that goes. And I'm pretty sure I pawned my snowboard since working at this job one time, just because I needed money. And like borrowing from family is so painful because it always comes with stipulations and strings. And like to the point where they're almost like, well, we should just take your car. No, like I'm only a little bit short, like Jesus. Don't make me walk and everything, and like, so, yeah. But it's okay. It's okay. And I do get paid really well. It's just like being a single parent, trying to have my own place, like without having a partner contributing like their income. It's tough, and it's gonna be tough. Now, if there was 2 people, the 2 adults in this house, like both working full time, yeah, we'd have a lot of nice stuff. We'd have, a couple cars, a couple this and that. As is, I got a car and a rental, so I'm doing okay. Anyway, back to World War, like, so yeah, the world might be at war. I don't even know what would happen if we started invading Iran. Like, Iran. Like, we already invaded just about every other country, Iraq, Afghanistan. Um, Saudi Arabia's, like, always been pretty good about staying neutral in all this. And, like, I'm surprised we did what we did with Iraq and Afghanistan. I feel like that's still too far. Like, waiting for the other shoe to drop with that. Like, and that video with Jon Stewart was just really eye-opening because it had all the different times Netanyahu was up there saying, Iran almost has bombs. We need to be careful. They almost have bombs. And he showed a clip from 2012, 2015, 2018, all of Netanyahu basically saying the same exact thing, trying to get the same, like literally the same exact situation. We must attack. We must act now. They almost have bombs. Like, even if they got the bombs, shouldn't we be focusing on trying to bring the peace to where even if they had a bomb, they wouldn't want to use it on you? But instead, I keep seeing like these reports of like pushing them people out of their homes and reclaiming land and like being harsh with people and then refusing to let aid be delivered. And like, of course people are going to be upset at you. Like, that's what South Park delves into is like, the Iraq episode, like the Iraqi boy is like, 2/3 of the world hates you. It's like, what? Why? We didn't do anything. He's like, well, that's part of the reason why 2/3 of the world hates you. It's because you don't even realize 2/3 of the world hates you. I mean, anybody that's been blown up by our bombs, that's been attacked by our military, in any sense of any time, is liable to be a little angry at us. And I'm being sarcastic. Like, that's how you breed enemies of the state, is like by doing stuff like that, being indifferent to people's needs, cutting off aid. Like, I mean, don't break it in the first place. Like, a lot of this, like, U.S. aid stuff that we're doing is fixing stuff that we broke in the past. I don't know. It's wild. And then, like, Jon Stewart goes on to show points of contention with the MAGA speaking heads or talking heads. They're saying, we can't be having war in Israel, we can't be having war in Iran. But then they're turning around and saying, deploy the U.S. troops, we're at war in America, civil war and all this. And it's just ridiculous. And like, they're trying to deport a lot of people that came here illegally, but they're reaching back like 10, 20 years into the past and deporting people that have been, probably the lowest hanging fruit too. The people that have actually been showing up to their court dates and everything, be like, nope, get them out of here. Like, and I wouldn't be surprised if these rogue, like, single people were paid by some shadow entity to cause a ruckus, like that Egyptian immigrant that was throwing the Molotov cocktails at people in Boulder. How much you want to bet he's a paid actor? Like, maybe he's not doing so well financially. Someone offers him a large sum of money to go do something crazy. Like, that would make sense. Although it could have just been somebody that just, they're so set in their generational ways, they think that gay people are evil, and they do some weird, crazy stuff like that. Maybe he was drunk like that. I mean, that would definitely explain it if he was drunk. But either way, that is one example of a very bad thing happening from an immigrant that shouldn't have been here. But all the other immigrants, like, and that's why it comes down to a ratio, a perspective thing. It's like, out of these millions and millions of people, there's only a handful of bad eggs. It's very similar to the cop argument. Out of those, hundreds of thousands of cops, because I don't think it's millions, but if every city had 30 to 50 cops, or every town, we're looking at, I don't even know, but just kind of give you an idea, 50 states. If each state had 100,000, you'd have like 5 million. So is that quick math good? No, I don't know. So maybe millions. But either way, and we have several instances of people being murdered, executed, like all of this, either intentionally or accidentally, from the way that these police officers acted. Tons of examples. So, for anybody to try to use the few bad eggs argument, it's kind of ridiculous to say, like, all these people that are worried about getting deported and everything, these are the few that do things. And what about, like, what are the motivations? What are the other details about it? Stuff like that. Were they provoked? Were they paid? Like, were they motivated somehow? And I don't know. Were they extremely delusional because of misleading info habitually being told over and over and building up a lie that is dangerous. Because that's what happened with those two lawmakers in Minnesota. Like, a guy went bonkers because he's been reading nothing but, invasion this and illegal immigrants that. And he's just so keyed up and angry that he went and did something violent. Like, and not just that, like he had a whole list, like a hit list of people. It's pretty alarming. And like, and that's the potential that a person can reach if they consume nothing but propaganda news. Like, and that's what one of my buddies, my colleagues, I guess, we're not buddies. I sent him a friend request on Facebook. So I found him, and I was like, hey. And I don't even know what I hope to accomplish with it, but he was going to debate with me on the cats, the concerns and thoughts, might still, that I publicly posted on Phil Weiss. I don't know how to pronounce that. I might be botching that, but basically the Colorado Attorney General that is running for governor next and is probably going to be the successor to Polis if we get a Democratic governor. Hopefully we do. I mean, Colorado's pretty purple, but at the same time, like the last time it was Heidi Ganahl or Ganahal or whatever, and she campaigned on the furry idea that kids were trying to dress up like furries and use litter boxes in the classroom, which was a completely made up lie. There's no truth to it whatsoever. And I mean, so there is a litter box or kitty litter in schools, but it's stocked in case of a school shooting or a drill goes long and a kid needs to use the bathroom. It's similar to having sawdust for when a kid throws up in class. Like, it's an absorbent material for emergencies. That is a sad state of our reality now because we have so many school shootings that they have to have kitty litter in case some kid has to go to the bathroom and they're in an active lockdown for like 2+ hours or whatever. And then, it's really depressing. And she doubled down on it. That's the worst part, is she got proven wrong. And like this news source came out and said, no, that's not what's happening at all. Here's the facts. Like, this is why. And she still insisted, like, nope, there's furries. Like, what? Could not admit being wrong gracefully. And that's not good in a leader. Now, Jared Polis, I've heard some things about him too. He's not like the best. He's pretty business focused and he'll screw over the little guy. It's probably why he's so favored as a purple state, because he's not exactly completely left leaning as far as the like, let's look out for lower to middle class first and then upper class. He's still pretty capitalistic in that aspect and wealthy. And so he's going to look out for the wealthy people to a point, because those are his people. There's more accountability to those people versus other people. I mean, once people find out, maybe. And that's the other thing, is I don't know enough to be well-informed enough to have an informed opinion. What I do see is when he posts about the good things that he's doing, like championing for K through pre-K, or pre-K through K, free daycare basically is set up, which I took advantage of with my kids. Like, they got free pre-K. I mean, before that, we paid a nanny for the times that both my co-parent and I had to work. And that stuff. And luckily, we both did have our grandparents in town. Like, they took a lot of like the childcare needs, so we could work and make money and support a family. So, but again, two separate households, so that was kind of But, anyways. But a lot of this stuff, even just the other thing I heard, were like, the VA can choose not to give treatment to Democrats and unmarried people. Like, that's outlandish. And I read some of the responses to this article, and they clarified that they can't be denied care at the VA hospital, but certain medical professionals can choose whether or not to provide care. And I think that actually aligns with like the religious reasons, like if they're homosexual, like people, before it was a bakery could decide not to bake a cake for a gay couple. That's one thing. And that's why it was such a big deal, is because they didn't really care about the cake so much. It was the principle. Like, if some business could openly defy a demographic because of religious reasons, that's a slippery slope where people will start dehumanizing and basically treating people like less than people, which is what dehumanizing is, based on certain factors. Oh, I don't like the cut of this guy's jib, I'm going to treat him like a dog, basically. That's how it devolves really quickly. And, it's just, whew. So, And actually, I kind of feel like I'm connecting two or three of the dots. Like the reason they won't like flat out announce that the war on drugs is over, we're gonna stop arresting and harassing people for simple substances, like and even the Democrats are bad about it. They say simple possession. It's like, nah. If weed wasn't dangerous this whole time, especially not as dangerous as alcohol, and yet alcohol is heavily regulated and trusted to be used by literally anybody in this country, in this world even. Like Saudi diplomats are even starting to use alcohol. They're allowed to. And I would like to host Saudi diplomats to Colorado and let them try some bud, legal weed, and see what they think about that. I wouldn't put it past them, honestly. But it probably wouldn't be with me. It would be with someone like way legit and rich and fancy. And there's plenty of people like that too, like cannabis connoisseurs. All right, so maybe we should start building. Let's get some paper. Oh wait, I was about to say I'm gonna have to get violent with it, but I think I know where to find a bunch of books. So those are enchanted books. Well, there's that. But there we go. All right, so I don't even have to do that. Oh, there's actually just books. Okay. So we need books. We do need feathers. That I do need to kind of be a little violent, I think. Let's see. Feathers? I usually put random things here. I don't go on killing sprees with animals a lot, but like you gotta get your items, so you might hear there's chickens underground. There we go. Okay. And the eggs can hatch. I find throwing eggs at the birds, at the chickens. These are chickens, even though they look like ducks because of the city texture pack. One of the many reasons I love this city texture pack. It's just, and ducks are the strangest animal. They've got like bright neon orange feet like that. And I used to have a duck pond by the condo when I lived at before my last rental, and I'd go walking around and see the ducks being all weird. Let's also put the eggs here. I feel like it has a higher chance of like if you're smacking it against a chicken than a wall. I have not tested this completely, but I have done it many times, and I've seemed to notice that on average it seems like more baby chickens happen because of that. Alright, that's probably good. We've got 11 feathers. It's 11 book and quills. Alright, that's all we needed to do. Okay. And we have some chicken too. Now, I need to get some ink. Wait, so I have, 38 books. Let's go get some ink. There we go. Hello, squid. I want to see if I get the ink. There we go. Alright, so basically I'm doing CATs, which are concerns and thoughts, CATs, and basically starting with President Trump and Elon Musk, and then former President Biden. I'm going to do former President Obama, especially with like the argument that, well, Obama deported 3 million illegals and people didn't criticize him. They very much did. That's one of the arguments going on right now that I've seen on XApp is like, Obama did this and they didn't care. They very much did. And that was also in the Jon Stewart episode. It was like a really nice summary of like 3 very big key points of like Obama did it and got scrutinized for it. Nice, yeah. So we now have 4 of these books. We do need... I do need some hides. So I can do item frames. We're gonna do it. We're gonna get a few cows. Apologies to anybody who doesn't like virtual violence of animals. But anyways. Some more trees grew and I'm starting to like not have as many routes back. So, but anyways, war, it's, I don't even know where to begin with that. It's just going to keep going on. We're going to keep saying, oh no, now it's the peace president, blah, blah, blah. Like, he didn't make it 6 months into his presidency. Or maybe he's at 6 months. I don't know. Half a year. 1/8 of his presidency. And he's already like, yeah, okay, maybe we're in war. Like, that didn't last long. I mean, we just got done being in Iraq. Like, not even a full year have we been gone from Afghanistan and Iraq. And now there's a chance that we'll be going right back. It's ridiculous. Like, you know, pick one, in or out. And actually, no, I'm not saying like just pick one. We need to be done with war. Like, just done. We need to not support Israel. We need to not support anyone that wants to do war. Like, figure it out peacefully. And to stop selling these weapons, too. Like, that's the other big thing. Like, so, I don't know. Okay. So that's actually 11 item frames. So yeah, that's plenty. I just need a bunch of sticks now. Okay. We're gonna pretend they have nice, big, happy lives and all that. Sticks. Here, maybe? Yeah. There we go. All 11 of them. All right, so I don't know. We need to have like a one-stop shop for all the accounting. That's one of the things that I'm trying to work on is like figure out the best way. The concerns and thoughts are like the best solution I have so far. I mean, another solution is just an online server or website that has links to all of these things happening. But they change so fast that that's not really a feasible solution either. Like, you got to keep constantly updating the links. And yeah, so anyways, we have ways to record our concerns and thoughts here. I guess I need to build the excommunication station. How do I want to build it? I mean, I guess it is like some more of these. And just do all smooth planks or smooth slabs. Actually, let's do one of them stairs. So it's 5 of the planks, or the slabs. 1 the smooth stairs. So, I don't know. It's what we need to do is we just need to hold our leaders accountable and be like, nope, you said this. No, you're not going to do this. Don't flip-flop here. Don't say one thing and then do another. Like, all of these things are important. Also, let us find... Actually, I know what I'm going to do. I want it to be the same height to a point. Like, I want to give it enough space here. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, then maybe this. And then we'll do... Okay. Also, I gotta send the radon people a message because I think they might have left off a cap on the radon unit because we just got a bunch of rain and I was looking at it. It's like just an empty tube. That doesn't seem right. Oh, there's the alarm. So maybe I should send that message. I gotta also organize the bills and figure out what my previous landlord needs to pay me back for. It's only a couple hundred, but still, it's a couple hundred that I shouldn't have paid, and so that would help out. Might have made the difference between needing a payday loan or not, but I would have had that over the last few months, so actually not really. I mean, I still needed just a little extra money this month, and I am trying to like cut back on expenses. My expenses have never not been cut back. Like I've always been living frugal. I'm just continuing to live slightly less frugal over the years. So we're gonna finish this and call it a day or an episode, and then I need to update the links on my GitHub page because I did send that out to some people. Like, here's a list of my projects, and it doesn't look all that good. So there we go. It's mesmerizing just building like this. Oops, I shouldn't have changed. Almost there. I mean, I still need to get the $1,000 safety deposit or security deposit out of him because all I did is not clean it. That's all he gave, like, sent messages about. It's the fact that I didn't clean. The blinds are dusty. The the toilets weren't wiped down as well as they could have been. The baseboards weren't wiped down. Like, I mean, they were. They just weren't done as well as I could have because I was in a rush. And I even told him, I was like, I'm going to come back and finish that. Is that okay? And he's like, yes, that's okay. I was like, all right, so thank you. And then I tried to like tell him, okay, can I come by now? And he was so mad. He's like, no, 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 you didn't clean anything. You don't get your security deposit back. And it's like, you said I could clean. So he changed his mind. Um, and yeah, that's messed up. So it's like, okay, well, hire a cleaning company and send me the bill, but send me the rest of the $1,000. Like, you ridiculous person. A cleaning company will professionally clean. Nothing was broken. He even says, like, no, nothing was broken. Like, he did good keeping track or keeping good care of the apartment that way. Like, no holes punched in the wall, no, like, appliances busted. Like, no, nothing like that. But nah. He wants to keep $1,000 for his gambling habit. Yes, I know a lot about his personal life because he's going through a divorce too. And I sympathized with him. I was trying to be nice and be like, all right, but now he's making my problems or his problems my problems. And I'm not going to play that. So, all right, we're almost done. Let's do it here. Like I'm in a rush to get done. Hold on. Oh, I need to. Or maybe like that. And so I don't know. The world's on the brink of war. Trump is unraveling. His military parade was so-so. I mean, I'm glad he did it to a point. Like, I mean, I feel like we do need to honor our troops, and I think like that. If that's all it was, that would be a good thing. But it also happened to be on his birthday, and I feel like that is just such a billionaire flex. Be like, happy birthday! We're doing a military parade. Oh, I'm such a good Christian, and I'm honoring somebody else on my day, my special day. And it's like, no, now everybody that thinks of the military parade, they're going to remember when your birthday is, and that seems like just a petty, vengeful thing to like get your family to remember when your birthday is, like, you know, which is sad in itself too. But I shouldn't joke about that. But like at the same time, it's like it wasn't necessary, I guess. All right, cool. So we have this. It still gets a little migraine-y if you look too far out. Like I don't like that. Like this whole section right here sucks. So I'm gonna have to fix that. But then, like, the rest of it's not that bad. Like, that adjustment, yeah, okay. So, I'm also going to have to... kind of, like, graft it into the landscape. And then this is just the way to get to the excommunication station. And I'm gonna have like a whole section there. But first, I'm gonna go do some other things. I'm still weeding. I'm still able to mash down some of the stuff in the bin. And I'm getting some pretty good progress, but it's exhausting. I have to break it up. I want to check on that little baby bunny rabbit and see if it's okay. I don't know what I'm gonna do for it. Like, I don't want to bring it inside. Definitely don't want to try to do something like that. There are cats outside, so I feel like there's... if that mama rabbit doesn't come back and watch over her baby rabbit, like, I think the cat's gonna get it. I don't know. I can only do so much. So, anyways, ta-ta for now. I will see you in the next one.